Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of Fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Pena and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey, y'all. It is game time with the ladies of left field. It's Jordan here with Casey and Katie.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
And awesome weekend in Houston. Baseball's looking awesome.
So good.
But we'll kick it off with some basketball news. Katie, I'll let you take the men's basketball news first.
Okay, so my hot girl headline is all about March Madness coming up. I mean, it is March and the madness has begun with a lot of conference tournaments, and I do love some March Madness. So I thought I would update everybody on where we're at. Michigan has clinched the Big Ten regular season title. They are preparing for a major matchup against Iowa with their kind of regular season. And then Duke has really showed up in the last bit. They're at a number 1 in recent rankings. And then if you want to know right now, the top teams are going to be Duke, Arizona, Michigan, and UConn for the men. So be looking out for that. If you ever fill out a March Madness bracket, I don't recommend that you pick only 1 seeds because it never happens. You've got to pick, a 12-5 upset. You got to pick some other things. So just start looking at that. But again, Duke, Arizona, Florida have secured their conference titles, which is a big deal. Like I said, conference tournaments are beginning. And then Selection Sunday, which is so fun to watch, actually is on March 15th, where the 68-team bracket will be announced. So get into it. It's super fun. Fill out a bracket. Fill out a women's bracket, too, which I'm going to do. And in that case, I do recommend that you pick all number 1 seeds because... a lot of times, a lot of times the women's competition is real defined, I will say. And so anyways, Jordan, tell us about the women's bracket as well.
I would say on that note, my hot girl headline is on women's March Madness. We are in conference tournaments right now. As most of them are going on. Texas will play tonight at 7:30 either. We'll get into that more on around the horns. But the top 4 seeds in the women's side are Texas, South Carolina, UConn, and UCLA. So much more of a safe bet if you are filling out a bracket to pick those teams. But UConn is the top overall seed. 31 teams will get auto bids over the next week or so. And then Selection Show will follow the men's selection show on March 15th. So keep an eye out for that. Tune in next week to figure out exactly how that went. But yeah, so Texas women's are good. Texas baseball is also great. Casey, why don't you tell us about that?
They are baseball. Texas baseball has continued to just move right along at 12-0, which is great. And with the college baseball rankings, we've got UCLA sitting at 1, LSU at 2, and Texas at 3, and that's in the D1 baseball poll. And I kind of looked it up because I was like, well, UCLA lost, but a game, or they've actually lost 2 games. They're 9-2, but the voters said that because of the impressive wins they had this past weekend over other top 25 teams, ranked teams, that's where they leapfrogged LSU because LSU is 11-1 and they lost to McNeese State, so they considered that a bad loss. And again, like I said, Texas, we're 12-0, and we're the only undefeated team in the top 25 in the D1 poll. The only other 2 undefeated teams out there are USC and New Mexico, and they're also at 12-0. And USC they're number 22 in Baseball America and number 25 in USA Today poll, so they may sneak in. But New Mexico is just not ranked yet at all, and that's probably based on their lack of their strength of schedule. But so there's that, and we can jump right into baseball and talking about how great we are.
Yeah, like Jordan said, we had a ball in Houston. We all, had a great time, watched our Longhorns, enjoyed time with each other as well. But yeah, man, we showed up big time. We were 4-0 over the weekend. We beat every single team pretty handily. The only game that was, I feel like, a little bit close was on Saturday's game. but I still felt like we had it very handled. And it was super cool because Saturday's game was Schloss's 1000th victory, and that was cool.
Yes.
But yeah, Friday we played Coastal Carolina. We beat them 8-1. There were some big fun things. What did you guys think was so fun about that game?
That game was fun just with the home runs offense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say I didn't realize, obviously was there watching, but I didn't realize that Temo had essentially batted 500 this weekend.
Yes, Temo's come on big.
Yeah, 3
big
home runs and
Yeah.
6 RBI.
Yes.
So I saw somewhere on Twitter that he was the MVP, but I could not confirm that, so I didn't want to officially say that. But with Texas winning the Bruce Bolt College Classic, I think Temo was the MVP. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
lots of offense.
Yeah, man. Robbins hit the choo-choo train in the outfield. That was big. Ashton Larson got his first home run. It was all good. And then Ruger was just like mowing people down, y'all. I remember what, Casey, I think it was you were like, Ruger has 11 Ks, like 11 strikeouts in this game. So that was wild.
Yep.
Yeah, he was good.
Well, and I'm also just with pitching in general, like, he did good, but I mean, all the way around. I mean, the entire weekend, the pitching, and I love how after a starter goes out, we're really, it's like the guys going in are just like, it's like one inning, and we're seeing lots of guys, and they're all taking advantage of their time in there. They're not, they're not blowing it. They're not hitting batters and throwing, and walking guys. They're striking people out or, getting them out. Because like so many of these guys, like they're getting 14 of the 16 batters out that they face, the starters, and then the next guys are combined of all 3 or 4 guys doing that at the second half of the game. Yeah. So like I read a quote from the Baylor coach. I read a quote from the Baylor coach, and he said, he goes, they're really a good team. He goes, we didn't bat well or whatever, but in that game, because we clearly know that they've got some guys that can hit with the guy that had 3 Grand Slams in one game. But the coach said, he goes, that pitching staff is, I'm not sure I've seen one like it. So
that's true.
Because it's, it's not like, if we knock out the starter, here's our chance to get some runs.
Right.
Because it's not happening.
They're all good
so far.
Yeah. And then after Ruger, after Ruger went out in that Friday night game, Grubbs, Walker, Crossland, Hamilton finished out that game easy. It was awesome. And like I said, Saturday we played Baylor, beat them 5-2. Schloss 1000th career win. That was super cool to see.
I also loved that when he was being honored for his win, he was having to do his radio interview. So like,
oh right.
They had the whole thing on the big screen, and the entire team's waiting for him to be done. And he's just like standing over there with Keith doing his post game, like was not even acknowledging what was happening over there.
Yeah, so funny. It was cool. The team really supported him. All the Twitter stuff happened afterwards. All the videos, saying how big of a deal that is was super cool. And like we felt confident because we jumped out to like a 5-0 lead pretty quickly. Within the first 5 innings, settled in. Pack had a big game. He was playing amazing. And then Friday was a little bit, quiet. But then Saturday, he really had a great game. He had 3 RBIs. And then again, Luke Harrison, who we do love, he's only going about like 4-ish innings. He only went 3.5. But and then our boy Max Grubbs came in. So it's all good. We got plenty of pitching, like y'all said.
And I'd also say that it was good to see. I mean, Jonah Williams was finally getting to play, and he took advantage of his time out there too.
I agree, Kate.
He got hits, and he's been wanting to get on the field, and he did, and he he took advantage of it as well.
Yeah,
did his
and
part.
I think it looks like he's looked to me. It looks like he feels like part of the team too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of that too, I'm kind of jumping ahead to Sunday, but when the kerfluffle happened kind of early on in the game, I thought it was something with Jonah. He was like out there at home plate. When I looked up, I was looking away talking to somebody. When I looked up, Jonah was out there. So that the fact I thought it was him. but apparently not. I was told later that wasn't involved, but he
It
was
was
out
Adrian
there.
Rodriguez. Adrian had no clue that the guy was like mad. Everybody said like Adrian had no clue that he was mad at him. Like there was a thing.
Why was he mad at?
So I think watching the all they could say when watching the broadcast, because I was already home, we were watching it on TV.
Right.
They thought, and I don't even know if y'all see like during the game, but earlier Adrian had gotten a hit, A-Rod, and when he got that double, and you know how we all do our hands, you know, we do the clapping above our hands, but then A-Rod does a little wiggle dance with his.
Oh yeah,
I definitely saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. We loved
So he did that.
it. Yeah,
So I did too. So the commentators thought that maybe because then that pitcher, and I don't even know if it was the same one, but since he got him out at his next at bat, that it was kind of like he walked by and I'm sure he used a cuss word of some sort in saying, you know, you didn't. I think that because the commentators were like, well, clearly he instigated all of that by whatever he said, you know, and it was kind of like, you know, it's probably something like, you know, you're not getting on base this, you know,
Yeah.
the law, but I'm sure it was, you know, much more colorful, if you will. So that was what they thought. And then that was something that I did not know about in the rules of like, if you get ejected, if a pitcher gets ejected from a game, they have to sit out the next 4 games.
What?
Because
just like 4 on the schedule because
so it's like to somewhat try to imply that that they would in their rotation that they
miss their next start
paralyzed.
is essentially what they're trying to do.
Right.
They're trying to make you miss your next start. Okay.
Yes.
Damn.
Right. So that was because at first I was like, oh my God, 4 games, and then it made more sense. So anyway, but yeah, that was that. But I did love that shimmy. And Barn was going, you only like that because that's our team. He goes, if that was the other team, you would not like it. Like, exactly. I would not like it at all.
Get out of here with your facts. Get out of here. I don't care.
but it is our team, Barn, and we're winning. So, you know, it's fine.
It's our team, and I thought it was funny, and I love it.
I
love that whole over our head clapping. I love that.
Me too.
I love that. We got to work on it, though. I mean, every time I was looking over, and it's like players clapping at once. Brian's clapping at once. The person next to me is clapping at different time. We were not on beat at all. It was I gave up. I was just like,
I don't think I've ever tried to beat together. I just start doing it right when the minute I see them doing it. So I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
That's something fun that, you know, the whole everybody, you know, and I love like looking in the stands and just seeing all the people doing it. So it just cracks me up.
I agree. So, well, speaking of Sunday, we did have a good Sunday game. We beat Ohio State easily, 10-3. Dylan Volantis looked great. I mean, that kid had 8 strikeouts, only threw 91 pitches. I mean, he went a little bit over 4 innings, but still, like, he was just dominant. And then Crossland came in. That kid's looking good, y'all. Got the win. So a couple other guys that are, you know, again, we have like the most pitchers in the whole wide world. So it was good that, you know, they were able to get some work. So Brody Walls, Cal Higgins. I mean, I was like, Mark, who's that? Who's that? You know, and so anyways, it's good to see. Yeah, lots of offense early. Scored 7 in the 3rd inning alone. So it was kind of settled in. I was even like, can we go home? Can we start this drive?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, too. Like I had to leave in the 6th inning to catch my flight back to Charlotte. But I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like, at least I saw the good stuff. And then I was only seeing things come through Twitter, and Adam at one point sent, now they're dragging it out. And I was like, how many runs did Ohio State score? And then I checked and it was 3. Like, I'm not worried about that. Yeah.
Right. They just made it to where it couldn't be run rule type thing. And then speaking of run rule, we did it again last night.
Yeah.
Or on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
On Tuesday night against Houston Christian, and really had another one of those just single inning bursts with 12 guys going to the plate, and, you know, just everybody that entire game was, you know, pretty much domination on all aspects.
Totally.
Has Texas played a Tuesday night game that they have not run ruled yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I know the sample size is small, but still, like, run ruling every Tuesday night game.
Right.
Seems like
Yeah,
a
so
good
that's
thing.
great. And then Cozart again looked really good last night. And
He did.
the only hit he gave up, the only batter that he did not get out, had the solo home run.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so it was like either 15 of 16, 13 of 14 to 15 of like, batter space and those that got on. So he's looking really nice and dominant and sharp. And then, everybody that came in after
Jason
did their
Flores.
jobs.
Mhm. Yeah.
Did their jobs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was-
looking strong.
I know. I was talking to a mom here at school, and she was like, okay. She was like, Temmo may be my guy. I'm looking, this weekend. I was like, there you go. But yeah, it is fun.
You mentioned parents. This is obviously my first time like hanging out with some of the parents, and the Borbas are like some of my new faves.
Yeah.
TBH. They're so
All of
much
them.
fun.
All 4 of them too. Like the parents, Eric and Cindy, but then the grandparents are also amazing.
I didn't even meet the grandparents. They're just like Eric and Cindy, and they were great.
Tom and Karen are amazing. On Sunday we met at Little Woodrow's for lunch, and like next thing we know, the Borber grandparents are picking up the entire table's tab.
Oh wow!
I know. I was like,
lovely.
whoa. I mean, we ate. It was like a whole. And there was a ton of us. Yeah, they're lovely, and I heard Eric made it out on Saturday night when folks like shut down Sonny's. And
I wasn't gonna go back to Sonny's after Friday night. I wasn't gonna go back, but then they were like, "Well, Board was gonna go, and he doesn't want to go by himself." I'm like, "Well, okay, we'll go for one." And then yes, we ended up shutting it down. Like,
yeah.
I love Sonny's. I appreciate them. I don't need to go there 2 nights in 1 weekend in Houston because it's not good for my health, but I do appreciate it.
I was happy to be at home in my bed, but I did hear all the good stories. You guys,
I will say.
I think that Eric Borba killed Forrest. I mean, we've all killed Forrest
pretty
a
much.
time or two.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Basically, Eric Borba killed Forrest. So.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So
was Forrest alive on Sunday, or was he looking
barely?
We didn't see him. We did put our
there.
Yeah,
he was there, but he was
his
not.
body was there.
Yeah.
But he was not. He was not into his whole like let's have a day.
No.
Well, and I loved it too because Saturday night, the whole time at Sonny's, I was telling everyone, I just want to go to Pluckers. That's all that I want. Everyone was so gung ho about Pluckers, and I mean, even with Becca and Amy, I stayed with Amy. Like, I woke up and later than normal, but not that late. But I was like, no one's going to Pluckers, so I did end up going by myself. I just Ubered over and got some wings and came back.
Good for you, Jordan.
I was like, I'm getting my holy man.
Well, I would have loved that instead because we went to Little Woodrow's and we like looked at the menu, and then we get the one there, which is so nice. But then their food menu was like nothing because it's this massive Chelsea watching party for soccer. There was like thousands of people in there, and they had like nothing. And I was looking at Mark and I was like, I'm starving, and I am mad now because this food is not what I wanted. And it was
did they limit the menu because of the volume of? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
what I get, but I was like, this is not what I was looking for.
That's interesting. So that Pluckers actually has its own menu? Like it's not, they do the food themselves?
Yeah. I mean,
she was at Woodrow's.
Right.
I know. Yeah. But I was saying like the little, I'm sorry, it means Pluckers. Woodrow's. Yeah. That's what I meant. Because like all the ones here have the little trucks.
Food trucks.
Like the food trucks tied to, not.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Anyway. No, but this one, they had an in-house kitchen, but it was just like the menu was very limited on this day.
Yeah.
Because of volume.
Okay.
Yeah. It was wild.
Bummer.
Yeah. How dare that?
Oh, good. Everything else. We also want to do a shout out to Kobos.
Absolutely.
Our little our little bar that lets us do whatever we want there and welcomes all of us with open arms. And we were happy to give them tons of business. And that was lovely. So thank you to that little spot. And I don't know how much longer they're going to be open, but if you're near that Astros ballpark, go ahead. It's walking distance. Check them out. Get a drink.
Yeah.
And they're awesome. The people are
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Will y'all take us around the horns? I'm going to head out to PJ's basketball game, final basketball game. We play the other Highland Park team. So we got to get there.
Oh, boy.
On time. All ready to play.
PJ.
So, yes. All right.
Okay. I love you. Love you. Bye.
You guys finish up, but I'll see y'all in left field hopefully soon.
Okay. You can start us off with kind of a little women's basketball?
Yes. So women's, this is great because it's been like now, if you turn on your TV to SEC Network, you're probably going to catch some live basketball, which has been awesome because I just like to so I'll turn something on while I'm working. So that was it's been nice to actually be able to watch live basketball. But the women's SEC tournament has been going on since Wednesday. Texas's first game is tonight at 7:30. They'll either play Tennessee, who Texas beat 65-63 in the regular season matchup, or they'll play Alabama, who Texas just beat on Sunday, 72-65. So tune in tonight for that one. People seem to think that Texas might actually pull it off and win the tournament. I don't know why. Nice. Just like the studio show thinks that.
Nice. Good. I
love it. I'm not sure why, but I guess they are like 1-1 on the season. So
right. Yeah.
If they meet up, this would be the deciding factor, which I mean, I love that. I fully hope for that, but we'll see. It's been fun so far. All the games I've watched have been close.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. Well, and then our men's team continue to be inconsistent. We got a nice win last Saturday against A&M in College Station, like going in there with the hostility, blah, yada, 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 winning that. You're looking great. Roll into Arkansas on Wednesday night and do not perform at all. That just from the get-go, it was one of those games where you're just like, okay, here we go. There'd be the occasional that we would stop them, but then we're throwing the ball around willy-nilly on the other end of the court, just messing up chances for baskets. And so, you never could even dent the lead. I kept just going, oh, now we're within 20. Oh. That's not really what we aspire for. I mean, at the free throw line, we were 14 of 27, like we said.
Freaking free throws, man.
Ridiculous. I think we missed every single first free throw out there. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is awful. So we'll see what happens. I think we've got one more left. We've got Oklahoma this Saturday, I believe, in Austin.
Okay.
And then that will wrap up the regular season, and then they'll get into the seeding of the men's tournament. So, and then we'll see what happens there. So I think we're back onto that closer to the bubble business. I don't know that we're actually on the bubble line, but we need to win some more games to help us.
Yeah. They should do, this is not possible, but either like a punter in football, or like lacrosse has someone who their specific job is to win the face off or the draw. Like, we just need a free throw guy.
Yeah.
They just need to have a free throw guy. Like, just let them sub in to shoot free throws. Because this is silly. It's ruining things at this point. It's making me so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. I would imagine that his next team will be much better at the free throw line.
Free throws.
So, and then I'll do a quick little golf update here, just because we have two little highlights from this past week for both of our teams. On the men's side, Christian Moss, he was named the SEC Men's Golfer of the Week after winning the individual title at the Southern Highlands Collegiate. That's a big deal. That's now his third win, not just his third collegiate individual title. So that's a big deal. And then our women's golf team won their first team title of the season at the Darius Rucker Intercollegiate. So congrats to both programs, because those are it's not easy to win in golf.
Yeah. No kidding. Which, man, I'm kind of dialed in this week. I'm finally haven't been traveling that much since I got back. So I was like actually watching the Arnold Palmer this week. So
yes. Yeah, I was watching that today too.
Hopefully we have a fun update for that next week.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I only say this because Darius Rucker, I know he's a South Carolina fan. Softball is at South Carolina this weekend, so I might try and get down for a game. But Tegan Cavan pitched her second career no-hitter against our Incarnate Word. I did see that pop up on Twitter, like 6 or 7. Katie Stewart dented the side of the grad student dorm That's
Yeah.
behind McCombs Field. So that's awesome.
And apparently she's broken several windows.
Oh, I've seen her break at least 2 windows. So I love just
Yeah.
the dent. Like, why are there windows from like second floor down? Because again, I've seen her break 2 windows.
Right.
So
And they didn't put some kind of stronger glass on it or something.
right,
So,
just do the what? Yeah, they'll figure it out once they have to replace like the 18th window.
Yeah.
Softball has turned it around now. I won't say I was like nervous, but it's just like you're not used to softball losing early in the season, maybe. So that Nebraska loss was kind of but they're 19-1 now. They're on a 17-game win streak. So should be fun. This week, South Carolina, I think, is ranked 24.
Okay.
So it could be, I mean, I'm hoping they're fun games. I think I'm going to try and go maybe Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah. So hopefully I can have some boots on the ground things to report back about softball next week.
Very good.
Because it's an easy drive. And, sorry. Yeah,
And then-
24. They're number 24. So.
Yeah. And then baseball this weekend is back at home and they're playing UC State. So I think that's either some kind of South Carolina, a Carolina team. If I'm saying that, or upstate, UC
Yeah,
upstate.
I think it's South Carolina upstate. Yeah.
Or South Carolina. Okay. SC upstate. Okay. That's it. So anyway, we've got a 3-game series against them. Not sure, what. So, but weather is supposed to be pretty iffy around here. So that's going to be also another thing thrown in. We're supposed to start getting rain. I think Friday's forecast is supposed to be, they kind of backed off on it, so that game should be played on schedule, all that kind of stuff. But Saturday and Sunday, I think is very much up in the air and, nasty. It won't be cold, but it'll be wet.
But still, rain. Yeah. Dang.
Right. So I don't know how they're gonna, I don't know if they're gonna have to do some moving around or not. So
keep an eye out on Twitter and whatnot, because it sounds, from what I had been seeing too, it sounds like they may have to adjust the game schedule. So if you're gonna go, just keep an eye out.
Very much so. Yes. So,
but again, SC, whatever it is, upstate, will be a nice little, hopefully an easier weekend before they kick off against Ole Miss in 2 weeks. So
right. Yeah, that's when it all really, that's when it gets going for reals.
It's when it really matters.
And I wanted to also go back real quick and talk about when we talked about parents, just to give a little nice little shout out to Thomas Burns' mom. She stopped me. She was also at Cabos on Friday. And all of a sudden she goes, "Are you one of the ladies at left field?" And I was like, "Yes." And she goes, "I love listening to y'all." So we actually have a current player's mom that is listening to us. And if she listens to this one, I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I love that. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Mrs. Burns. If you have any questions, comments, things you want us to talk about, let us know. You'll see everybody in left field.
So that wraps it up on my end.
Cool. That's all I got. I will see y'all in left field sometime, though.
See y'all in left field.